That looks absolutely perfect. We are in for a treat. A chicken pot pie from scratch, including the crust, a whole chicken. This is definitely going to be welcome for dinner a little bit later. Really easy to do a spatchcock chicken for this recipe. You want to grab a nice heavy butcher's knife and you want to crack the middle of the keel bone that's right in the middle. We're not going to spend any time cleaning up the bottom of this. You certainly could if you would like. You could clean up these breastbones and these breastplates, but we're going to process all of this chicken and kind of pull the meat off so that we can put it in our chicken pot pie later, so it's not really necessary to clean all of that up. For seasoning, I am using the Real Man Meat home style. If you don't have the Man Meat home style, just a salt and pepper will work for you. Maybe if you can grab the mushroom powder from Trader Joe's, that's a good additive to your salt and pepper rub, and garlic and some onion powder in there too as well. So this chicken is going to go out on the pellet smoker that I've got set at 350 degrees, and I'm going to cook it till the thickest part of the breast reaches about 154. We don't want to overcook our chicken because we're going to be continuing to cook our chicken as it goes into our pot pie. You could take a shortcut and buy the dough from the store. It would work just fine. Or you could take a little bit of extra time the night before or while your chicken is cooking, and you can put the dough together for your chicken pot pie. So you're going to need 2.5 cups of flour. And it's important when you're making dough that the fats that you're working with, and in this instance we're going to be working with 6 tablespoons of butter and 3/4 cup of vegetable shortening, that everything is really cold. Because I always keep a stick of butter in the freezer, and then I use a box grater and grate down our butter so that it's nice and small. Our vegetable shortening, I keep that in the freezer too as well. And you need 3/4 cup of this. But I'm just going to use 2 forks and blend together the butter and the vegetable shortening until everything is nice and crummy. So I've got a 1/2 cup of water that I've then added a bunch of ice to. And the important part here is that you want to add this slowly to the mixture that you've just formed until the dough starts coming together. You don't want to over add water, and you don't want to use warm water. Turn on just a little bit of flour here. We're going to cut this in half. Just press this down until it makes a nice disc. If you're doing it the day of, you're going to want to wrap this up, and instead of putting it in the fridge if you did it the night before, you're going to want to put it in the freezer. Chicken's been in here. Go ahead and give her a probe. Settled in there right where we're looking, right around 100. And so I'm going to take this off, set it on the counter inside, and let it chill out so it's not too hot to work with, and then we'll put together our chicken pot pies. So it's time to start prepping the Trinity, which is your celery, onions, and carrots. Okay. All right, next up I'm going to grab the chicken. We're just going to use the bigger half of the chicken here, and we'll rip the skin off and get it all chopped up and ready to go in our chicken pot pie. And I like mixing the white meat and the dark meat together. It just yields a better finished product. I think it's got more flavor because the dark meat carries more flavor. The chicken pieces are gonna be juicier because it's not all breast meat. So now that we have all of our chicken chopped up, we're going to put together the chicken pot pie filling. Just softening all of those veggies that we chopped up. So there goes a little bit of butter in your pan, and we're gonna cook this until it's just about translucent. All I'm gonna be adding to it is just gonna be the home style, pinch or 2 of organic thyme. And then we're also going to add a little bit of chicken bouillon. You want a chicken bouillon paste. Also going to need 1/3 cup, or I just found out 1/3 cup is 40 grams of flour. And then you're going to need 1 cup of milk to kind of thicken everything up. And the nice thing about chicken pot pie is you can add whatever vegetables that you want to it. Right now, while you're building this filling, is when you want to dial in that flavor that you're looking for. So we're just going to get our spoon in there, give it a taste. And I really like where that's at right now. So once your sauce is thickened, you can cut the heat and add in your chicken. So that's our pie filling. That looks absolutely perfect. And I'm not a baker, so this isn't perfect, but it'll work for our homemade chicken pot pies. I like to use a piece of plastic wrap because it makes it easy for transferring things. But you can get that down and then get your rolling pin or heavy object and roll out your dough. And then what makes this nice if you're using plastic wrap is that you can grab your pot pie that we've already filled up here, and you could grab this and flip it right over the top. Grab yourself a handy fork and just kind of press that along the outside edge. Your scissors here to cut the extra from around the edges. Right in the middle, cut yourself a slit. The egg wash. You want something about that consistency. Grab your favorite pastry brush and just brush that onto the crust of your pot pies. Back out onto the Traeger or in your oven, depending on where you're making this, at 425 degrees until it's nice and golden brown. So our pot pie has been hanging out here for, about 30 minutes. And they are nowhere near as brown as I would like them to be. The crust is still pretty soft. So we'll just continue letting them cook. It's been about an hour. I think the pot pies are probably ready, just about, but let's take a look. Oh yeah, we are in for a treat. Look at those nice crusty tops. We got some bubbling happening out of the one I tried to cut it in, but those look absolutely delicious, and they're burning my hands, so I'm gonna take them inside and put them down. Pot pies are done, time to dig in. That looks absolutely perfect. I'll catch you on the next one.